Hi, this is Mr. McMahon. So what is DCG? DCG stands for Design and Communication Graphics. This subject develops problem solving and creative thinking skills through the analysis and solution of both 2D and 3D graphics. DCG also develops your ability in freehand sketching, your traditional drafting skills, and your CAD-based drawing. So traditional drafting skills would include the use of a drawing board and T-squares, set squares, compasses, pencils, and such like. Computer-aided drawing is your ability to draw using computer and modeling up solutions. And the CAD program that we use in the school is SolidWorks, which is an industry-leading CAD program. So cross-curricular subject links. What subjects have you done that might allow you to do DCG? So the obvious one is technical graphics, but that's not to say if you haven't done technical graphics that you can't do DCG, because there's also links to technology, metalwork, woodwork. Huge links now with the sketching in art, and then a lot of topics that you would have covered in maths, including the investigation of how a circle is constructed, how triangles are constructed. Huge amount of links with all of these subjects for designing communication graphics. So the career direction and prospects for you, well, it's a core element for many third level options, including engineering, product design, construction, and architecture. Knowledge of DCG will greatly enhance your ability to do any engineering-based program in college. Studying DCG will also greatly benefit you in the following: toolmaker, as an engineering technician, as a carpenter, or as an aircraft mechanic. These are 4-year apprenticeship courses which would be run by SOLAS. So what does DCG consist of? Well, you have a state exam which is worth 60%, held at the same time all the rest of the exams are in June of 6th year. But a huge amount, 40%, it goes to your student assignment, and that runs from September to January of 6th year. And this is one of the big advantages over studying this subject, that not all of the marks are going for the state exam in June. So to break down the state exam a little bit more, it's a 3-hour exam, just 3 sections in it. The first section A is short questions, and you must answer 3 out of the 4 questions. Section B is plane and descriptive geometry, so looking at orthographic projection, which is the plan and elevation and in view of 2D drawings, looking at conic sections, which is circles and ellipses and things like that. So many different topics within plane and descriptive geometry, but again, there's a choice offered. You must answer 2 out of 3 questions. Section C then is applying all that knowledge from plane and descriptive geometry to everyday examples such as roof geometry, such as mining geometry, such as building roads and bridges for civil engineers. Again, there's a huge choice here. You must answer 2 out of the 5 questions. So the big advantage again with this exam is the huge amount of choice that you are allowed. So to break down the student assignment a little bit more, there's a huge emphasis on elements of your design, how you communicate this, and then your use of a CAD package, which is SolidWorks. So looking at an example from the 2010 student assignment, you can see that the brief for this one was a games controllers. So the student has looked at the history of games controllers. They have looked at the geometric geometries of one particular controller. Then for output 2, they have to compare and contrast 2 different controllers. So there's 9 outputs in total. The third output then, you get to show off your freehand sketching. If you're not very good at freehand sketching, this is something that will be developed over the 2 years that you're studying DCG. Output 4 then is your use of SolidWorks. So again, if you haven't used SolidWorks before, there's no problem. We'll be teaching you how to use it. And output 5 and 6 then is more SolidWorks views. So you can see here an exploded view, all the parts coming apart, and your photorealistic views. So you can see how powerful the package is, because if you look at the image on the left-hand side, that's the actual controller in real life. And the image on the right then is where the student has modeled it up using SolidWorks. And you can see how similar both images are. So output 7, 8, and 9 then is where the student shows their own design realization. They're showing their own skills in problem solving and showing their initiative. So the student has done some research here. They've identified that it might need a gear lever Output 8 then again is showing their freehand sketching ability, and finally in output 9, use of SOLIDWORKS to realize the solution or their design. And you can see on the top right corner again the exploded views where the parts come apart from each other, and the photorealistic view on the bottom right hand corner. So student testimony. So firstly, we have Thomas, who is a former DCG student in Coláiste Ciarán. He's now studying aerospace engineering in his final year in Carlow IT. And a huge part of that course was the ability to produce and read drawings, as well as using CAD to design projects. The big advantage Thomas found is that he was exposed to SOLIDWORKS CAD program in Coláiste Ciarán, and that's been a big benefit to him in completing design projects for his engineering course. David is a current engineering student, and he feels he really lost out because DCG wasn't an option for him, and he's really identifies that SOLIDWORKS is just such an important skill for engineering, and that he hoped that he would have had the opportunity to develop that because he wants to go on and do engineering after school when he goes on to college. So what will you need to do DCG? Well, you'll have to purchase a workbook, and the excellent part about this workbook is that you'll obviously be given instruction in class through board drawings and paper drawings from the teacher, but also a PowerPoint presentation. This PowerPoint presentation then is also available to you at home. So if you have a problem completing any of the questions in class, well, then you have the same PowerPoint that's used in class at home to complete your solutions. Students really, really see the benefit of this workbook approach. You must get your own board and T-square and other equipment for home use and to complete your homework. The equipment also would be used in school. So you are at an advantage if you have technical graphics done for the junior cert, but again, it's not to say that you can't do DCG if you haven't done technical graphics. If you are willing to work hard, if you are a creative person and you're willing to problem solve, you can do DCG for the Leaving Cert. I hope this has helped to explain what DCG is about, and I hope to see you in room 18. Take care.